try to find the sunny side of life.
Hi, I'm Harry Marks, and this is Let's All Go to the Lobby, your introduction to the film you're about to watch. Up first in our week of TCM Film Festival pictures is John Huston's 1948 Western about greed and gold. From Warner Brothers, this is The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. The film stars Humphrey Bogart and Tim Holt as two broke American laborers in search of gold in the Sierra Madre Mountains of Mexico, with help from an old prospector played by Walter Huston. Walter was the father of the film's director, John Huston, and almost didn't take the part. He'd been a leading man in the past and didn't like the idea of playing a supporting role, but after some cajoling, his son was able to convince him. Good thing, too. Walter won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, while John won for Best Director, the first ever father-son win for the same film. Bogart required less convincing. As soon as he'd heard that his friend Huston was directing the adaptation of B. Traven's 1927 novel, he started pestering him for a part. The studio had originally wanted George Raft, Edward G. Robinson, and John Garfield as the leads back when it was in pre-production during 1941. World War II put the project on hold, and by the time Huston got back from making documentaries of the war, Bogart was a bigger star than all three of them combined. Production could be a bit difficult at times, with Huston's desire for perfection in every take. As much as Bogart liked the director, he also grew tired of his need to put his actors through hell for a shot. He was quoted as saying, "John wanted everything perfect. If he saw a nearby mountain that could serve for photographic purposes, that mountain was not good, too easy to reach. If he could get to a location site without fording a couple of streams and walking through snake-infested areas in the scorching sun, then it wasn't quite right." But that didn't mean Huston wasn't able to have fun either. He was a notorious jokester on set, and once subjected Bruce Bennett to his sense of humor in a fairly grotesque way. During the campfire scene where Bennett eats a plate of stew, Huston had the actor scarf down one plate for the first take, then another, and another. By the time his prank was discovered, Bennett was stuffed, and then Huston called lunch. On a more serious note, production was halted for several weeks out of nowhere. Huston was confused, as the people of Tampico, Mexico, where he was filming, had been quite welcoming. As it turned out, a hit piece had been published in a local paper about the film portraying Mexico in a negative light. But that wasn't the case. What had really happened was that Huston had failed to grease the palm of the newspaper's editor, which was something of an unwritten rule down there. Luckily, Huston had two associates who spoke to the president of Mexico on his behalf, and production was able to resume. Though it didn't much matter anyway. A few weeks after it was resolved, the editor was shot and killed by the husband of a woman he had been caught in bed with. And so here it is, the three-time Academy Award-winning picture that introduced the world to Humphrey Bogart's take on the character of Fred C. Dobbs, who, according to Steven Spielberg, was the inspiration for Indiana Jones. Also starring Walter Huston, Tim Holt, and Bruce Bennett, from Warner Brothers in 1948, this is John Huston's The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.